Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. Welcome to Happy Homeschool online classes. I hope all of you are doing great and are safe at home. Students, in today's class, we will be exploring the different traits of the characters of the novel and we will also analyze the end of the story. In James and the Giant Peach, the main character, James, goes through some hard times, but he learns many lessons and comes out as a stronger, happier, and a better human being. James has many positive character traits. He was helpful, friendly, clever, and tolerant. Could you imagine being a kid and not having any friends to play with? Well, this is exactly the situation for James at the start of the novel. When we first meet James, he is a lonely boy who wants friends to escape the tyranny of his mean aunts. But later, we observe that he has become the leader of the beach and gained confidence with the passage of time. The hardships and challenges that he faces during his journey has helped him understand the true meaning of his life. We know very well about them, don't we? Yes, they are James' aunts. Aunt Spiker is tall, skinny, wears glasses, and has a voice that can break a glass, a pure evil. Can you imagine living with her? How would she make you feel? She portrays a perfect picture of an antagonist who makes the life of poor James miserable. Aunt Spiker does not have an ounce of kindness in her. She says horrible and mean things to James, and she makes him do work around the house. Because of this, he does not have time to enjoy himself and be a kid. Aunt Sponge is one of James' aunts, and she is no different than her sister. Author Roald Dahl describes Aunt Sponge in a very interesting manner. Aunt Sponge was enormously fat and very short. She had small piggy eyes, a sunken mouth, and one of those white flabby faces that looked exactly as though it had been boiled. Her personality is reflected in her name. Like a sponge, she has no backbone and she soaks up her sister's meanness. The author creates an unpleasant picture of both the aunts and their personality matches their description. From the very beginning, when James came to live with his aunt, they were cruel to him. If James makes the smallest mistake, they yell at and punish him. The most interesting aspect of the novel is the use of these creatures, the tiny little creatures who are more humane than human beings. They provide the much needed moral support and familiar love to James. They all had different personality traits. We take these creatures for granted, but Roald Dahl presents a very different perspective of it. The grasshopper, a great friend, the one who is willing to help you out with whatever you need. Throughout the story, the old green grasshopper is like a father figure to James. He is always willing to help him and takes a very good care of him. Grasshopper is old, mature, and more sensible than the other creatures. The grasshopper is extremely sophisticated, well educated, and has good manners. Even when there are arguments between centipede and earthworm, grasshopper would stay calm and sensible. This well respected grasshopper also has been given a gift of playing music. The centipede. Centipede has one of the most colorful personalities in the book, James and the Giant Peach. He seems to be proud of his 99 legs. In the book, Centipede is boisterous, rude, and self centered, but he's also clever, friendly, and helpful. Just like real life people, Centipede is multifaceted. Centipede is vain, which means he has a very high opinion of life. Miss Spider, a spider, an eight-legged creature known for spinning webs to capture its prey. Scary. But in James and the Giant Peach, Miss Spider isn't scary at all. In fact, she has a caring personality that balances the rude character of the centipede and the gloomy character of the earthworm. Miss Spider is also very hardworking, and she helps the group of friends out a lot of during their journey. Miss Spider is a sympathetic character, and like James, she's upset when Aunt Spiker and Sponge, who murdered Miss Spider's father and grandmother. James and the others are very lucky to have Miss Spider around them. In addition to being kind and caring, she's also extremely useful to all the creatures in the peach as she used to spin the beds for everyone out of her soft silk. The earthworm, one of the strange Large, talking characters inside the giant peach is Earthworm. This pink skinned, long, blind Earthworm has an extremely negative sense of life. He seems to only be happy when he is miserable, and he loves to grumble. One of the journey, Earthworm can't stop repeating his feelings of pessimism. He only continues telling, he continuously tells all the characters that they will surely soon die. Argumentative is another word that would best describe the earthworm. The earthworm and the centipede argued over silly things like siblings do. The ladybug. Have you ever imagined being friends with a ladybug? The ladybug in the story is very caring towards James. She's really optimistic. She believes they are going to see some marvelous places and wonderful things, and yes, she was right too. When they face danger, she has faith in James that he can think of a way out. She encourages him to share his ideas. The glowworm. When James first sees the glowworm, she is hanging from the ceiling upside down from her six legs. Glowworm gives James a nice welcome, calling him her dear boy. From that spot, Glowworm is able to light up the entire room, which comes in handy when you're traveling on a beach without electricity, a type of energy used to power lights and machines. The silkworm. Another interesting creature is the silkworm. Her talent of spinning saves the day more than once. James does not realize that the thick, white thing he was sleeping was actually a silkworm. James and the Giant Peach teaches us about hope and optimism that we should not lose hope even in the worst times of our lives. It is hope that keeps James and company survive. Irrespective of how difficult James' life has been, he never loses hope that something amazing would happen and change his life. Another important lesson that we learn in the story is believing in us, in yourself. A person should always have faith on his herself and should remain determined. Wow, what a lovely ending of the story. Roald Dahl very beautifully ends the story by letting James receive whatever he wanted. He always wanted friends and a good company, which he wins at the end of the story. The creatures and children of New York became very good friends of James and would never let him alone. The creatures also get the stardom. So, you see, students, if you have good intentions, just like James and the creatures, you'll get what you want. As the title says, ants had a very bad ending. They are punished for their wrong and wicked behavior. Roald Dahl teaches us a lesson that a person always pays for his wrong deeds. So were the ants. They were squashed under the giant peach and never said a word after that. Another creature who paid for his deeds was the centipede. He was also punished spontaneously whenever he did something miserable. Students, kindly complete the assignment given in the Google Classroom and submit before 10 p.m. today. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.